Yeah, it's been a while. Not doing well. I saw you meet XQC. I did meet XQC. I did. The reason he was kind of friendly that on the stream was actually because we had prior, I'll get into it, but we had talked briefly at the partner lounge. Or there's like a purple lounge at Twitchcon. So there's the partner lounge, and then there's like the purple lounge. It's a little bit more exclusive. You know, I get access because, you know, well, I was a featured partner this year at Twitchcon. My photo was around the convention. Unfortunately, I wasn't too much of a fan of the photos, so when my friends would see it, I'd be like, let's go. We gotta go. And they're like, is that you? And I was like, no, that's not me. Like, please, no more of them. No Cinna, Kamala Cinna and I were messaging about it. We're like, I don't know, I don't really like my photos. Talented makeup artists, talented, like they're great. But it's like sometimes a look doesn't suit you. And my look just wasn't like, I think people don't look at me and they don't realize how necessary my hair is to shape my face. But they're like, yeah, let's have her rock a fully sleeked back, like gelled, to really emphasize her head shape. Well, listen, I don't think that's the right play, but I didn't really get any creative input. I just said, sure, I'm down for a photo shoot. And so I thought it was just going to be like a played up version. I actually came to that photo shoot fully made up and with my hair done, thinking I was just going to get to jump in front of a camera like how I wanted to. And they immediately sit me down, stick all this gel, like wet gel in my hair and comb my head back, like pull it. And I'm like, oh, we're going like that. And then I just accepted my fate for the next 2 hours. And then my only hope from there was like, maybe I'll be so unrecognizable in these photos that no one will even know it's me. And that I think maybe was semi-accomplished. Like, I actually think a lot of people just looked at it and didn't think it was me. You know? So there is maybe that. It's just a different look, but cool, fun, artsy and stuff. And like the shoots, and some people's like their looks were really fun and cool and maybe. But for me personally, I don't think it fit me, but that's okay. It's okay. It was still fun. And it was still cool to have my photo up. I was like, whoa, that's me. I was just like, you know, it's like slightly embarrassing. And I looked a little funny. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go back to the XQC thing. So, okay, well, really fast. I see him on the first day inside the Purple Lounge, and my brother, he's like talking to Connor, eats pants. And I say hi to Connor. And then I tell my brother, I was like, oh, that's XQC. Do you know him? And he's like, yeah, I've seen some clips of him. He like talks, and it's hard to understand that guy, right? And I was like, yeah, that's him. And then I was like, yeah, I don't know him. Like I know of him. Like we've interacted or whatever, but I'm not really gonna say hi. I don't really know him like that. But like then I went to say bye. Oh, Connor called me over. And it's like weird to say hi to Connor and then not address like the person he's talking to. So I'm like, hey Connor, blah, blah. And I turn and she's like, oh, hi, X. And then he was just talking about how it's like kind of hard to go outside in the convention because he's getting mobbed by people. And I was like, oh, well, you can have like people, someone escort you around the convention. He's like, well, why would I have someone else do that for me? I'll just, I was like, oh, well, it's not like you can just do that. Like you can just have people like sorry, I don't really know what I'm saying sometimes, but I was just like telling him like he should have someone escort him. But he was like, oh no, like I'm not going to have someone be the bad guy for me. I'll just do it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine too. So we interacted there a little bit. The following day, I'll get more into this, but we decide to have a little kickback at our Airbnb. Okay. The plan was to invite 20 to 30 people over to our Airbnb. All right. And it was good because we found out there was lots of other parties going on, like a Baby No Money, Will Neff party. There was like OSCS party. And we're like, this is great. There's gonna be so many parties to go to that we'll just get our close friends coming by the Airbnb. Well, throughout the day, the RSVP goes from like 20 to 30. And then we buy enough snacks and drinks and stuff for that amount of people. And throughout the day, I just noticed the list getting bigger and bigger. And then I'm talking to my agents, and they're like, "Hey, do you mind like if we?" Or I invite my agents, like, Clarissa and Emily, like my team. I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come by?" And then like, yeah. And they're like, "Do you mind if we bring a couple friends?" I was like, sure. And I start adding them, and then I look at the list, and the number hits 50, and I was like, 50? Wait. And I kind of have like a little panic in my voice. I'm like, 50 people. 50 is a lot. And I was like, yeah, it should be okay. I then messaged the group chat. I have a group chat with Ryan, Saikudo, Abe, Elam, and Peter, because we're all rooming together. I said, no more people are allowed to come to the party because my Airbnb rating is on the line. I value my Airbnb rating. I must have a good Airbnb rating because I always book Airbnbs. I always do. I make it a very good point to leave the Airbnb in perfect condition. I always read everything. And so I'm starting to panic over here because, this is kickback has now turned into 50 people. And then from there, I start to see like more and more people. And then I'm like, hey guys, who's blank? And I'm not going to say the name, but it's like a streamer you guys would probably know, but like who invited blank? Because like, I know you didn't and I know you didn't, and I know I didn't. Then why are they on the invite list? And nobody invited them in the house. So I was like, so how did they get the link? And then from there, I see some more streamers that I'm like, okay, I know of you and I might be okay normally, but like, it's just like, I don't trust you with my Airbnb rating. It really came down to, do I trust you not to trash an Airbnb? Like, do you care about spills? Would you spill something and then not clean it up or not say anything? Would you step all over the carpets? Would you, anyways, I asked everybody and they're like, no, it wasn't me. So I was like, okay, somebody that we shared it with now shared it with somebody else. Okay. So then I start getting messages from people. They're like, yo, heard there's an OTV party tonight. And I was like, first of all, I'm not in OTV. Where's the OTV Ranger? Let me know. So then I started getting annoyed. I was like, please. It was funny. So then so then I come up with an idea because my agent, she says to me, she goes, Leslie, you have security for this, right? And I was like, no, it's supposed to be a kickback. Why would I have security? Like, it's supposed to be like only close friends, And then she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. And I was like, oh my gosh, should I have security? So what I decided to do is not actually get security, but I sent out a message, a text blast to everybody RSVP'd. And I said, hello, friends, excited to see you tonight. However, for full transparency, I'll just read the message. Okay. So I say, okay. How do I find like past events? It was a particle. You guys know particle, right? Okay. How do I see my past events? Mutuals, your cards, your albums. Oh, okay. Okay. So I say, hi, friends. Excited to see everyone tonight for our kickback. Full transparency, this got a bit bigger than intended, so please do not bring anyone not approved on the RSVP. They will not be allowed in. Our security will be checking names at the door. Please be mindful of sound as the neighborhood is very quiet and Leslie values her Airbnb rating heavily. And then I put 5 stars. So no, there was no security, okay? But I figured... I figured that people would believe me. And it's like, you're... Yeah. Oh, I guess I realized I referred to myself in third person, which is a little weird. But did it work? like, not really. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. The first couple people who showed up, actually, like the first 10 people, actually, like besides, so it was like Lily, Aria, and then like the hen people right after, like I'm pretty sure like 3 of them were on the RSVP list, but that's okay. Like it was people that like I was happy to see at the end of the day, like Buddha was on the list, but it was like Omi. And I was like, oh, he didn't RSVP, but I'm not going to not let Omi in, you know? And then I was like, oh, well, you could come in. So my rule was just like pretend they're security and then just let everybody in. And luckily people were actually pretty cool about it. Everybody was like really respectful for the most part. But at the end of the day, 50 to 60 people, maybe 70, I don't know exactly how many, but about 50, 60 people were there. And the neighbors did come to the door, and then they said, can you at least close your windows? Because it's loud. And we're like, yeah, we'll close the windows. So we close the windows. And as the night goes on, it's actually not too bad. But it did end pretty late, around like 4:30 a.m. The last people were there. And we're finally like escorting everyone out. Like, okay, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. And I go to bed. And then I wake up to a text from the property manager. And it was like, hey, give me a call when you wake up. Give me a call back. I was like, frick. So I go downstairs to the Airbnb. I'm pacing. I'm looking at the mess. I'm like moving cups around, doing like literally nothing. I'll take like a plastic cup, dump the water out, rinse it, put it in the sink, walk to the other side. I'm just pacing, like doing literally nothing. And I'm like, hi there. Like I'm practicing out loud. Like, how am I going to do this? And my heart's like, doom, 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 doom. I was like, I just got to do it. Rip the Band-Aid. And then it's like, hello, this is your property manager. And then I was like, hi there. This is Leslie. I'm the one who booked the Airbnb. And then the guy goes, hi, Leslie, can you tell me what happened last night? And I was like, shit. And I was like, yes, hi. So what had happened was it was really supposed to be a small thing, you know, just a couple friends over. And then, well, the invite got kind of leaked around and I didn't know how to contain it. And so there were about 50 people in the house. And he goes, 50? That's a lot of people. And I was like, yes, it is. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. And he said, listen, Leslie, like you cannot be having parties. And I was like, I understand. It was never meant to be a party. And he's like, you should have just called me when it got out of hand and I could have helped you. And I was like, I know. I'm so sorry about that. And he's like, neighbors are sending me videos of lines of Ubers. And I was like, oh God. Just down the street. And I was like, I didn't know that. And I'm so sorry. I just kept apologizing. And he's like, all right, well, listen, of all my concerns, it is what it is. But 50 people with shoes on is my number one concern because, you know, the floors. And I said, luckily, and then I said, I come from an Asian household and we had a strict no shoe policy. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, actually, yes. And we actually did. We actually had a no shoe policy. And when you walked in, there were so many shoes like stacked. And I think the social pressure of taking your shoes off was really high. Like you would be that guy if you left your shoes on. So there's something in my left eye. But yeah, we actually had a no shoe policy. And during the party, I sort of regret the no shoe policy because I was definitely next to a couple people who should have kept their shoes on, if you know what I'm saying. But I was regretting it during it. I was like, oh, dear Lord, please. But I don't regret it. I don't regret the no shoe policy at the end of the day because there was no stains, no nothing. It was actually really clean. Anyway, so then he's like, all right, well, thank you. And he's like, my goal is that the homeowners don't find out. And I was like, they won't find out. There will be no more people in here besides the 6 people that are on the reservation. And he's like, all right, thank you so much. Anyways, guys, I have to break it to you. I did get a 5-star rating at the end of it. I hired cleaners that day and then would clean the place up. And I read my review today and we gave each other mutual 5 stars. Woo! I know. No, it was actually smart too, because then we like my brother came over and Blau came over and a bunch of people, like we were like just like scrubbing floor stains, trash, everything yesterday morning, leaving the place like perfect, and then taking the trash out, and we were like taking video to make sure that everything was good, and they couldn't be like, oh, what about this carpet stain or whatever. The stuff was already there. Fuslie, Ryan said you did indeed shower and not smell. Why? Why would that be anything? Why would that even be in question? Of course I did not smell. Of course. I smelled great. Wait, why is Ryan saying stuff? What's Ryan saying? Is my brother in here too? 5 stars until the owners see this. I know, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, what if the Airbnb owners like actually like see this, right? But like, I haven't said anything about the Airbnb, right? How you gonna know? No one's gonna say anything, right? Sent you a photo of the shoes. Wait, my brother sent me a photo of the shoes. Wait, you took a photo? Wait, that's awesome. This is not, this is honestly, there was more shoes than this for sure. But this is our no shoe policy. We have proof to the homeowners. That everyone took their shoes off. But it was much bigger than this. I'm glad you did take a photo. So guys, we actually had a no shoe policy, which I'm really glad we did. Because shoes stomping around is the biggest problem. And like the crazy thing is that's literally what the guy said. He's like, of everything, my biggest concern isn't the amount of people that were over. It's the number of shoes walking around the floor, on the carpet, and I was like, well, I have good news for you, sir. So that's that's it. Yeah. Anyone else? Ooh, you guys grow up with this stuff? What is it? My dad just calls it PPK. Pay-pa-co. I don't want to butcher it. My dad just says PPK. It's like a cough syrup. It's sweet. It's very sweet. It's like minty and sweet. This and Wanjingyo, like Tiger Balm, is like the 2 things that growing up, like the actual, like the remedies for like them Asian remedies. I have that in my fridge. I've been taking it even though I'm not sick. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Wait, yo, chill, really? How much you taking? You just like take a spoonful every day? Honestly, I feel like it's kind of nice for your like, it's just like, honey and loquat. Yeah, herbs and honey is good. Yeah, I love Tiger Mom. So that was one night. The overall con, I guess we can just start from the start. That was actually one of the nights. So TwitchCon, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about TwitchCon this past, couple days. I'll just give my experience on it. I did have a pretty good time overall. Pretty good time. Obviously it was a little like the whole safety thing and stuff that was obviously that was disturbing, and it was very scary. And I'll tell you, I'll just start from the start. But basically, let's see. On the first day, it was Thursday, I go down with Elam, Abe, and Saikuno. I'm driving them. We drive. There's tons of traffic. We're just chatting. I think I gave Abe the aux, so he's playing his music. He loves Tinashe. This is the song that I think of when this is when I think of Abe. He was playing this song a lot. I never even heard it before this trip, and this is Abe's favorite song. I'ma throw a fit. So this is like, yeah, it was funny. I was like, Abe loves his Tinashe. Okay. It was great. So we were playing music. We went down. We went down to the convention. On the way there, I noticed that there was we were driving right by UC Irvine. If I ever drive by UC Irvine, I kind of have a rule where I need to stop at UC Irvine because I went to school there. And, so I was like, hey, guys, would you mind if we stopped at In-N-Out at University Town Center? And they were like, yeah, sure. So we stopped at UTC for, a little food. Okay. There's a little miscommunication here because Ryan had been waiting at the Airbnb for us to come there to eat, but I didn't know that, So poor Ryan gets there and he's hungry. He's hungry, waiting for us to get there. Abe had told him that our ETA was at 5. I didn't know any of this. So I was like, oh gosh, we should stop for some food. So we do. And then, I get a little excited and Elm's like, I've never seen an American university before. And I was like, well, then you must. Let's walk around for a bit. So I was like, hey, can we walk around UCI for a bit? And then I go full tour guide mode. This is Gateway. This is Langston. Here's the flag poles. Here's the student center. Come on in. Let's go to the esports arena. This is Ring Road. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm yapping. Okay, this is what I used to do. I didn't know we're on a time crunch, but anyways, we do eventually. Then sorry, I feel like I just put like chocolate all over my lips. But I'm a tour guide. It's in my bones. So we go. Finally, we get there. Ryan's like, what took you guys so long? And I was like, uh-oh. And then I was like, oh my God, are you starving? And he's like, I could eat. And I was like, oh my gosh, when people say I could eat, that's like the nice way of saying I'm starved. I could eat. I was like, guys, help, he's starving. So we're like, okay, what can we do? So we decided to go pick up our badges. So we're like, okay, let's go to the convention, pick up our badges. So we get our badge. So we go, we stay at this Airbnb 20 minutes away from the actual convention. We get in the Uber to the hotel. There's this one hotel that basically all the streamers are staying in. Okay, so you get to the lobby and I start seeing everyone and their moms, boom, 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 boom. But most importantly, I see my brother and I'm like, oh, Nate's here. So then Nate tells us where to go pick up our badges. We go to there. And when we're picking up our badges, they're like, yo, are you going to the partner party? And we're like, there's a partner party. Cool. Okay. So didn't know about that. So then we go to the partner party. Okay. And then at the partner party, it's kind of, it's not very good. It was like really bright, really bad pasta. But we got to see, I didn't know many people, but I did get to see some people, which is great. This is where I met Wildrum. I saw Tita Nat, Sushi Dragon. I see Sushi Dragon, Stefan, literally look at me, get excited, then turn and look at my brother, and then beeline from my brother. I was like, what? First of all, I haven't seen you in years. Well, it feels like years. I saw probably half a year ago, something like that. He just like beelines for him, completely ignores me. Later comes up and I call him out on it. He's like, well, you've been ghosting me or whatever. And I was like, I haven't even been ghosted. Well, a little bit, but like they clicked a lot. It was really cool to watch my brother click with the people I knew he would click with. Like, of course he gets along really well with like Stefan and like Mr. Keem, it just makes sense. They're like yapping tech stuff. Anyways, so then, who else did I talk to? I just met a bunch of people that night. And then I think we decided to head out kind of early because the next day was my meet and greet. So I go to bed. I look kind of like a diva because, well, okay. So I ended up with like the master bedroom. It's not my fault that the layout of this entire house is like the master bedroom is like ginormous, and then the bathroom is ginormous, and there's a closet that's ginormous, and then the rest of the rooms are all like ding 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 shared bathroom. And I was like, guys, I don't need the master. Okay, I don't need it. I did book it. Okay, and also that we split it so that I paid more than everybody else. Okay, so but I didn't insist on it. I literally said, guys, I don't need it. I don't need it. They're like, no, take it. So the guys were really nice. They let me take the master. I had so much space. But anyways, I come home before everybody else. Everybody else, we go to a dinner, and I call it early. And I was like I felt kind of like a grandma because everybody was like, oh, we're gonna go to another party. And I was like, I'm calling it early, 12 o'clock. I get home early. The lights are all off in the house, but there's like this sound coming from the living room. And it's like, boom. And I was like, wait, what? And I realized that the TV had been left on with a horror movie playing. And I was like, what? So I was like, oh, crap. It's just me versus the TV. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So like I attempt to like kind of like run and I look and I was like, oh, okay. So it's like a spooky movie, one of those jump scare ones. I couldn't even tell what it was, right? But I ran upstairs and I take out my vlogging camera, and that this was the only way that like it was so funny, like how I felt brave enough to do it. I turned on my vlogging camera. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but like it's kind of like I have someone with me. But I'm going to go face my fears now. I'm going to go down the stairs and I'm going to turn off the TV. I couldn't turn off the TV still, but I was like, I can show you guys in the vlog. By the way, I'll probably upload a vlog. I got almost negative footage, but I have some stuff like crumbs around. So it'd be something. But anyways, you'll see what I saw. It was loud. Anyways, I left the TV on and I closed the door and I just went to bed. And I left it for them to deal with. It's not my fault. I didn't leave the TV on. It was, I don't know who it was, but it was someone. And it wasn't me. I don't even watch TV. So then what happened? The next morning, Saikuno ordered ramen and it was really good. So we all ate ramen, I think. I go to my meet and greet. And from my personal experience, it was actually a little tricky to even get to my meet and greet. So I'm not sure how that guy who assaulted Emmy was able to get in there. We get there and there's like, I'm trying to tell them like, hey, my meet and greet is here. Like I'm that person. They're like, you can't enter from this way. And you need to have a bat, like you just, I don't know. They weren't letting us in. And so I was like, okay. So then, Blau told us to go like around the back. And so we were able to then go like, it's like all the rows are here, like do. And then we had to go like this way. And then we scan here. And then we check in, and then they take us to this back room area. And then from there, you can access like stall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 9. And mine was at 2. And Ryan came with me, and my brother came with me, and they let everybody I was with come in with me. So it was like Peter, I forgot, Peter, Ryan, I don't remember. Were they with me? Right. Oh, well, people were with me. And then they all came out. I think Abe was there too. Anyways, I do my whole meet and greet. Everybody was fantastic that I got to meet. Let me think. Everybody's pretty great. Nobody was too weird. One guy like semi-proposed to me, which was a little strange, but like, you know, I was just like, ha ha, no. and then you move on. And it was like a joke. And then near the end, two people, but one person specifically was like, oh my God, Fuslie, like, I'm so glad I got to meet you. Cause I didn't even have your meet and greet. And I was like, whoa, like, let's go. I don't know. I was like excited, but in hindsight, like, that's not good. You should probably have to like sign up and like be checked in. Right. But I was like, nice. But yeah, and then another person, and it wasn't like a +1 situation. Cause I know you can get +1s, but this person was just like, was by himself. And later I saw some stuff and some footage of people like able to kind of, what they had is some meet and greets were like walk-in meet and greets and some were like you needed to be assigned meet and greets. So not really sure how that worked. I saw some people kind of like getting hand waved into the meet and greet area where like their wristbands like got straight up denied. And then they're kind of like, it's fine, you're good. So between that happening, it's like selectively or like randomly strict. Like when I went through, they were like, you are not getting in. Even if that's you're not getting in. So I was like, okay. But then I think maybe it depends on where you were checking in. But security was, I guess, a bit lackluster there. So anyways, I finished my meet and greet, and my brother's with me the entire time, so that was really cool. I think my brother had a pretty cool experience. I loved that he was talking to everybody in the line, because like I feel sometimes a lot of stress being at the front, and I'm like, oh my God, they must be so bored. Like I'm gonna be so bored standing in a line. But like he was talking to everybody who was like about to meet me, and then like it was nice, and so that was awesome. Nah, Jake, you're not begging right now for a gifted sub. Hi, Jake. Okay, and it works. Beeville, thank you for gifting a sub to Jake and Bake. Big bro Nate came in clutch. Oh, I know. He was really helpful. Also for the impromptu meet and greet the other day. Dude, Fuslie brother is OP. Yeah, no, he was awesome. Everybody who he talked to, like a bunch of people came up to me and told me how much they liked my brother, and that was cool. I really liked having my brother at Twitchcon this year. It was really fun. I felt like it was like a really trippy experience. Since I was near the front getting to chat with your brother Ryan and Peter, it was a super awesome bonus. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it takes a lot of stress off of me because I feel bad, especially near the end. The people who wait the longest get the shortest interactions because at the start, I'm so excited, right? And I'm like, hi, tell me about your con. You know, what's your outfit inspiration? Where are you from? And then I start yapping, and then they're like, hey, you need this. And then by the end, it's always the same thing. They're always like, hey, so this is done in 5 minutes, but you have like 20 people left. So everyone else is going to get pictures. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done it again. And then they waited so long and they didn't get pictures. So I'm like, if you find me on the floor, then we can talk longer. And usually that works out for the best. Anyway, so I finished the meet and greet. This was the day that I was stressing about the party. Okay, I was stressing. I was like, oh God, the RSVP list is growing. And I don't know half of these people. I don't know them. Okay, so anyways, we go to this, the Red Bull tent, okay? Me and my brother find out there's no. First I go see the Marvel Rival. There's a Marvel Rivals. Is this that day? A bunch of my friends are competing in Marvel Rivals. I think it was that day. And I feel a little bad in hindsight that I did this, but like Foolish and Abe are up there bantering and they throw out a t-shirt. And I'm like, over here, I want the shirt. And they actually throw me the shirt. Foolish like chucks it at me. I'm like, oh my God, I just stole I don't need the shirt. Someone else should have the shirt. But my gremlin hands, I couldn't fight the urge. And I was like, yeah! I should have given that shirt away. And I thought about it this morning. I was like, why did I take this shirt? Like I should have caught it and then given it away. But I was like, we got it. I'm a bad person. Like I'm aware. Yes, it kept me awake. Okay, it kept me awake. I'm a loot goblin. Okay, I don't want it. But I actually got the shirt. I was giddy about it. I was like, oh my God, gotta go now. So then I leave with the shirt, actually in the moment I did not feel bad. I didn't even think about it. It was last night when I went, oh my God, what have I done? I should have given the shirt away. Anyways, on the way out, found out there's like this Red Bull event I wasn't going to go, but what I found out was that there was Nobu Catering. And Nobu is a sushi place that is, fancy. And I'm not going to miss out on a place that has a Nobu Catering. Okay. And on the walk there, I find out that Jason the Ween has just skydived in and landed into this thing. And I was like, wait, let's go see it. And they're like, you just missed it. I was like, oh. So I was like, I would have liked to see him skydiving. That would have been kind of cool. Whatever, it's fine. So we pull up right after that, and we go in, and I know I had just missed it. Like I'm not kidding, I just missed it. Like maybe 30 minutes, but we did see other people skydiving in, and Red Bull had built from the ground up this like whole tent, like not tent, sorry, building. They had erected a building from the ground up. And it was huge. There's floors to this thing, rooftop. No, I didn't see Slander, but I saw the people going to Slander. Oh, it was big. And then we were mentioned. I walk in, I see Jason, I say hi to Jason really quick. And then I think I saw not S-Fan, Joey, Chaotic. I saw, who did I see? I don't know. I just saw a bunch of people in there. Some phase guys were definitely in there. I don't know. Bunch of people. I was like, hello. And then my brother and I went to the roof. We were watching this guy do pancake art. And then we were looking out at the dock and we're like, wow, this is gorgeous. This is really beautiful. Saw some people skydiving. It got dark. Call Abe. And I'm like, where are you? He's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm at the Red Bull thing. And he's like, I'm at Marvel Rivals still. And I was like, me now. So then anyways, we leave. We get into, they Red Bull says, hey, do you guys want a golf cart? And me and my brother say, sure. We hop in. We're like, woo. So it was really cool. They golf carted us there and back. We felt pretty special. So the Red Bull cart takes us in. Did she meet Willie J? I did. I met Willie J. I got to hang out with Will Jim a lot, and Peach Hal as well, which was really cool. And I got to see Kaya. Oh, it was wonderful. Anyways, so we drive in, and then I see all my friends inside the con, try to scan in. They don't let me in for some reason at this point. Or my brother's band was getting denied at this entrance, so we decided to just wait outside. At that point, I see Kubi come out, and I had kind of I had seen Kubi streams before, but I realized like he doesn't know that. So I see him and he goes, hi, Leslie, and I go, Kubi. And he goes, wait, why do you know that? Why do you know what I look like? And I didn't have time to tell him like, oh, I clicked on your streams before. So I just kind of looked, I never even got to explain to him in person. Like I was like, oh, I've seen your streams, So I'm just like, oh. Anyways, so then he's with a bunch of people and I'm like, oh, right. And all of them, like I want to say 15 people, they all howl. They're all howling. And they're like, King Kubi. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. It's like spreading. He was with a pack of them. They all, yeah. So that was awesome. That was a fun little moment. They all started howling. Anyways, it was a fun little interaction. Got to say hi to him. There's a girl who walked by holding a sign and it said Saikuno on it. And I was like, how'd you get that? He's like, she's like, he gave it to me. I was like, okay, I want it. No, it's fine. So I think it was one of his mods. I wasn't going to take more things. So, she walks off. Then I see Janet, start talking to Janet a bit. Then let's see what else happens. Then we all come out. And then that night, then there's this other, we go straight to this party. This is like the Baby No Money Will Neff party. We get there and Abe is able to get our whole group, like kind of cut the line in. So I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. So we get in there. This is where I see extra Emily. Yeah, then me and Emily went off. We're just like, yeah. We're just talking and eating. So that was awesome. I always love Emily. So, but Emily, man, she getting stopped left and right. I was like, these are, so the parties at TwitchCon are a range of people. So it's like peers, there's streamers there, of course. There's managers, agents, people who work in games. People are trying to network. And then there's a lot of fans there. There are people, so it's a mix. So you kind of go into these events and sometimes like it's just a big, just, you don't know. So a lot of people are coming up to Emily to like, Emily, big fan. Hi, I'm working with this company and we're really trying to, and she's like, oh, okay. And she's so sweet. And so, and then I'd just be standing there and like, now this is going on for a while. Hi, I'm Leslie, by the way. That's fine. I'll just go F off. So I'd go F off for a bit and then she'd come find me again. I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, extra Emily, is that you? I'm like, that's fine. So she's very popular. And it's very, but it's hard to talk to her in private. But we found like a little staircase. Okay. It's just me and her sitting down next to each other. We're like, we're eating. And then I look up and I see Wobbles, like Mr. Wobbles. He looks Emily straight dead in the eye and says, Fuslie, it's so good to meet you. I'm looking at him, looking at her, sitting right here. I was like, huh? Like crazy. And then he looks at me and then he's like, wait, you're Fuslie. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. And he's just like, no, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's totally fine. It's dark in here, you know? I would mess this up too. It was really funny, honestly. He was hard on himself, but I didn't mind it at all. And honestly, we just cracked those jokes all the time too. I mean, Fan's tweet, you saw it, right? Someone went straight up to her and said, hi, Fuslie. And she just like waved back. And then I don't even know. What was that, her tweet? Was that literally what happened to her? Fan. Yes, I'm at Twitchcon. Someone just said, hi, Fuslie to me, pronounced Fuslie. And then Sunny replies to it going, why, hello, extra Emily. Fan replies, hi, Lily Pichu. Someone hits Fan back with, pay back your parents. Jesus. Anyway, so don't worry. Someone said I look exactly like T10 Nat. I mean, it's just, you know. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. They don't mean it. Yeah, we're sisters. So anyways, that was funny. Wobbles confused us too. And then anyways, Wobbles and I got to have a nice talk, you know. It was good. And then at that point, I look at my time and I was like, it's time to go to our place to host our party. So we go. Peter had gone back early to get more food and more drinks because he realized that time was running out. So Peter, he gave up personal party time to go prep for another one. And so we go back and then we are like cleaning up. Okay. And then that's when our kickback thing happens. At one point, I'm playing my party playlist, but I realize like probably not everybody wants to listen to Opalite by Taylor Swift. Okay, and I hear XQC's voice going like, "Who's got the aux? Like, who's playing music?" You walk in and it's like, "Don't you sweat, baby, it's all right. You were dancing through the..." And I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Can I get the aux?" I was like, "Yeah, here, take the speakers. Take the speakers. Really sorry." Okay, so anyways, that's when I gave up. I was just auto playing my songs. Okay, at least play Fate of Ophelia. I did. It just starts playing more music. I didn't make a playlist. I forgot I was on like DJ duty. Okay, and then it wasn't until like I was asked to like give it up. I was like, oh, I don't care. I don't want to DJ the party. Okay, I don't even know any songs. So then what happened after that? You know, just chatting a bunch, yip-yapping. I had some good talks. It was nice. I had some good talks. We went outside. I don't know. It was great. It's a bit blurry. I know I made a handshake with Omi, which was nice. Talked to Willie J. Gosh, I talked to a lot of people. Bit of a blur. Anyways, went to sleep at 4:30. Bed. Okay. Then the next day was the stage show. I had a stage show with the Sushi Dragon, and Ryan came with me. He was great. He walked me through the whole thing. At this point, we had found out about the whole Emiru incident that night. Like at night I went to bed and I was scrolling and I was like, what am I watching? And then I realized like, because when I was leaving my meet and greet, they were swapping out my name thing with Emiru's thing. Like the second line was forming as mine was finished. And I was like, oh, Emmy's right after me at the same spot. Like that's just, like and so I was like, gonna try to find her, but I actually couldn't find her on the way out. So that happened right after at the exact same spot where I was. So that was kind of scary. And then so I was reading all about it, and I was just like, we were just like, I fell asleep and we woke up and we're like, bro, did you guys hear what happened? So the whole vibe of the con switched after that. Like everybody like that I was meeting, everybody was like, are you safe? Are you okay? You know, it was kind of sad. Like the whole convention like was just a lot more, it was just the whole mood had gotten like kind of scary or like more sad. And that was a sad thing. Yeah, that was a sad thing. It was just like, it was really nice that people were caring. I didn't have security for the weekend, but I almost was never alone. I just made sure I was always with a guy like that I was staying with. So it was really nice that Ryan like came with me to my whole like event. He did not have to do that, and he was just like, "Oh, I'll go with you." He walked me. Then Sushi Dragon asked if I wanted an escort in. I was like, "Yes, please." They sent an escort, walked us all the way into the back. Then we did it. I did my stage show, and then after the stage show, I was just gonna zoom over to the Yamaha booth by myself, and that was the one time I was by myself. I was just gonna go real quick, boom, boom, over, and then I did get stopped. And then there was this line, and then I was a bit stressed at this point, but it wasn't bad. And at any point, like Broden at one point walked by, I was Broden. It was more that I was getting mad because of my inability to say no to people. Like it was one of those like, oh, I'll stop for a photo. I'll stop for 2. I'll stop for 5. Okay, I'll stop for 15. Oh, this line's getting bigger, and I don't have a way out. I was just bad at being like, I gotta go. So I was just kind of the panic in my voice was just going. My voice was just going. Okay, yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, we can take a photo, sure. And I was just like a little faster with everything. And then finally, I bump into, who was it that I bumped into that I ended up walking with? I was like, can you take me with you? Huh, frick. Oh my gosh, who was it? It's like, not Jake and Bake, but kind of like Jake and Bake. It's not Sear, but like I'm feeling that vibe. Was it Wake? Was it Wake? No, it wasn't Wake. It was like somebody like that same energy, you know? No. Was it? I can't remember. Frick. No. Will? No, it wasn't Will, but I did see Will there too. Because I bumped into Peach Jars and Sear and Caroline and Will right around that area too. Frick, I cannot. No, I'm not saying all the white guys look alike. I'm saying it's the vibe that was similar. The vibe. Actually, no, think about it. I think it was an Asian guy. Okay? It's probably an Asian guy. Let me think. Joey. No, it wasn't Joey. I can't remember. Okay. But it was somebody's similar vibe. Wait, who was it? Someone I was comfortable enough to be like, can you take me with you? So I must have known them decently well. But then also comfortable enough. Oh my God, I know who it was. It was Arthur. Mr. Arthur rolls up. Mr. Arthur. Okay, Mr. Arthur rolls up and I was like, hi, Arthur. And I asked him if famously Asian. Okay, so he wasn't Asian, but it's not because he's white that I was like mixing him up. Okay, it was because similar vibe. Similar vibe. Okay. Jake and Arthur are not, yeah, but similar-ish. Okay. Anyways, so my moderator, Mr. Arthur, walks up and I'm like, hi. And then he's like, where are you going? And I was like, where are you going? And then he's like, oh, we're going to the Purple Lounge or something. And then I was like, can I come with you? So I go with them to the Purple Lounge. And then that's how and then there, I see Janet, I bump into a bunch of friends, and then I run into this girl named May, and she's the most adorable. She got like bright pink hair, and I met her before, and both of us realized we both want to go to the Yamaha booth where Lily is performing with TJ and Fan and Albie, and I was like, let's go. So we walk together, zoom, 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 and we're on a mission. And then a lot of people are saying hi and stuff to me on the way. And she goes, do you feel like the president? And I was like, what? She's just like, you're just like this. She's just like, you're like just constantly waving at everybody. And do you feel like the president? I was just like, Not really, but like I guess I am waving a lot, and it's because we're just on a mission to go, like, and so nobody was really stopping us. It was just like we zoom over, and then we get there, and I hear Fan singing and TJ singing. We sneak it to the Yamaha booth, and we start standing there, and then I make eye contact with everyone on stage, and I know because TJ always does this, he always pressures me, and so I'm like looking at him, I'm like, no, I'm not singing. No. And of course, he just does that. He's just like, who wants to hear Fuslie sing? I'm like, stop it! And I was just like, no, I'm not. I will not. And, Lily's like, come on, Leslie. I'm like, no. Okay, no, absolutely not. I do not like that. I'm not good at it. I don't want to do it, especially not on a stage. No rehearsal, zero zip, not. I'm not. So they don't make me do it. Bless their souls. Then they perform. It was wonderful. And then got to see everybody there afterwards. Did another meet and greet right there. I would love to hear my brother's perspective because he was kind of like watching all of this. He was tanking it. Like he was like really great at like asking if I was okay constantly. He's like, "Are you good? Do you need help? Are you like always?" I was like, "I'm good." Fuslie punched me to get to the front row. I didn't punch anyone. I might have like nudged you. Okay. Did I actually nudge you? I didn't. I just like snuck. Was I? Did I punch you? I didn't punch anyone. I believe it. That's not true. I would never. I think I just like slid my way in. A quick elbow at tops. Twitch star coming through. So that, okay. Then I go meet up with Lily. Me, Lily, my brother, and May we go to the lounge, the lobby of that one hotel that all the streamers are staying at. And so this kind of like just turns into this like, we're sitting there kind of like zoned out, like exhausted, eating some cauliflower balls, and then people are coming in and out. We're just like, because people can see us. We're just like right in the lobby, just on the side. And so people are like, oh, hey, guys. And so we're like, hi. So we see everybody, so many people, connect with so many people. That was cool. I saw so many people that I have not seen for 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, 3 years, every which way. And then, okay, so this night, then Lily takes me to her hotel room. She teaches me a song, hang out with Lily and Aria and May for a bit. Then I'm like, okay, there's a party tonight, the Stream Elements party that Abe is getting us all into. And so I was like, be in the lobby at 9. So I go to the Airbnb, I get ready, and then I come back to the hotel. And then there's a ton of people in this lobby. Millions, okay? And Abe is handing out these wristbands like, okay, you can get to the table, you can get the table. And I was like, hi, can I get Wilderman? Can I get Peach Allen? Can I get, and then and then he's like, okay, yes. So he's handing out the wristbands. I'm like, make sure Lily can get in, and everyone and her roommate is getting in. Do you have one for my brother? And he's like, yes, I got you. Right. And so everybody has wristbands. Abe was kind of the goat for it. And then I head to the bar with Ryan for a drink. And when I get there, I turn and I see Coconut B. And I was like, what? And, I recognize his voice first of everything. I recognized his voice. I was like, what? And I was like, wait, Coconut B in the flesh? What are you doing here? So that was cool. Got to say hi to him. And then, yeah, that was brief. And that was fun. And then I think I had something. Is Sven here? Oh my God. Hi, Grims. Oh my God. Hello. I know this is kind of normal stuff now, but whenever I hear you hanging out with your brother, it fills me with happiness. Oh yeah, no, it's this. Honestly, there's something different about this weekend with my brother because he like really hung out with me. Like he was like, we hung out every day, and he was like really with my friends, like spending time. Like he got to mingle separately, meet them. Like I don't know, spend time. Like he was just like deep in the sauce. So he really got. It wasn't like I don't know. It was different, and so that was really cool. So I was like, oh my God, you're like getting to know my friends and you're getting to know like what it's like at a convention. You got to see a different side of me too. And yeah. It was, yeah. Your brother is so cool. He's really cool. No, and I don't worry about him. He's like, I mean, I worry about him, but like, you know, he's also like, he can hold his own. Hi, Blaine. It was nice seeing you too. It was really great to see you. Yeah, he's a grown man at the end of the day. He's older than me by like 5 years. So like, you know, what else? So then we all go to the Stream Elements party. Man, this party. Okay, this party was loud. Okay. And the drinks were awful. Okay, I'm sorry. It's that ghost energy stuff that I cannot get behind. It just tastes like it tastes so artificial or something about it. But it's like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to anyone who's sponsored by this drink. I can't do it. It tastes so bad. And so the second I saw it on the menu that they're like serving these ghost, like, cause I was like, do you have a Red Bull vodka? They're like, no, but we have Ghost, which is just as delicious. And I was like, I know that's not true. But the one thing that was good, they had drink covers. They like you get the drinks and you like slide the thing and it hugs your drink. I was like, I've never had a drink cover before. That was really cool. So that was a W. So my drink felt nice and safe, you know? So we go back to the table. There's a bunch of these little tables. There's this one room. It's really cold in there. And the music is like dubstep, like really loud dubstep that I don't know. I just wasn't really vibing. It was really loud. And like I was like, I need earplugs immediately. And I have horrible hearing. Like if I need earplugs, then I don't know how everyone else is even standing in the room. So I was like, I'm going to go get earplugs. So I go to this other room and what is this song? It's called Daddy AF by Slater. I thought it was gnarly at first. I don't even know. Okay. I'm not, it's just auto playing. Okay. But it gives gnarly vibes, doesn't it? Okay. Anyways. Okay, this is the longest story I've ever heard, not gonna lie, because the story doesn't end. It's not like from the start of this, it's a never-ending story. Okay, so anyways, I go to the other room. I go to this other room where now the music is dead. Perfect. But it's hot. It's like so hot in that room. And I was literally like, pick a struggle. Like this party, every single room, there was something wrong with it. It's either cold and loud, quiet and hot. I mean, the bathrooms are okay. I guess that's a room. I guess those were kind of the two rooms. And we try to leave. We try to leave, but we can't leave. Like we were getting lost. And I remember actually at one point I got upset because I felt trapped in this party. Like I couldn't leave. I was like, can we go? Can we please go? Can we please go? I was very irritated because I was like, I'm getting upset. And then I'm running into people who are like, Fuslie, hi. And then I get upset that they're seeing me in this mode that's like, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? And then they're like, and I'm like, hi. Oh God. And then I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just want to be able to be mad because I want to get out of this party, but then I'm bumping into somebody who's meeting me for the first time and I don't want them to think I'm horrible. And like, I'm like, oh my God, she was so mean. But I'm literally like pushing. I'm like, can I get out of here? I'm claustrophobic. I feel trapped. I was stressed. Anyway, so we get out. We get out finally. We're able to leave. Yeah. Emmy, thank you for the Twitch Prime stars. Thank you for the 10 months. I was panicking. Yeah, I was a bit panicky that night. But yeah, the drink covers were good. I talked to this one guy about VGC for like 30 minutes. And then I panicked because I was like, oh, this guy like knows his stuff. And I don't know anything you're saying. And he's competing as well. And he's telling me about his team. And I'm like, wow, I don't know anything. So then I was getting stressed. Isn't the drink cover just a lid? It's like a thing, like it's like a black, it has a hole for the straw and goes, And one guy I was talking to was like trying to shame me for having a drink cover. I remember it was really weird. I was like drinking and then he's like, that's kind of weird, no? And I was like, what do you mean it's weird? What? I was like, no, it's cool. Like, why is that weird? I was like, if anything, that says something about you, no? I forgot who I was talking to, but it's like someone like kind of just trying to make me feel like lame for using a drink cover. And I was just like, bro, at a place like Twitchcon, there is no shame. Absolutely. There's so many weird people trying to do so many weird things. You are not trying to shame me for using a drink cover right now. And it was really weird. It was really weird to do that. I was just like, okay. But I was like, yeah, I feel like that says something more about you, no? And then we kind of just changed topics. I forgot. I don't remember who this was. But it was somebody I'd met. No, there's creeps. I mean, it's TwitchCon, so it's not surprising, but it's still like, bruh, come on now. You're just going to show your character like that. Yes, no, and I saw that people like got roofied last year. There's like people tweeting about it. So I was like, there's a couple parties that I was like, oh, let's not go to that one. Like literally I saw that like people got roofied at that party last year. I was like, I'm not trying to go to that party. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like strangers. You don't know these people. There's security issues everywhere. There's people you don't know. There are people that I don't know that know me. And like, I don't know. So it's very valid. Anyways, it felt a little weird to say that. A lot weird. Alberto, thank you for the 5 gifted. Phenomenal. Thank you for the 27 months. And Rickstar, thank you for 6 months. And then the next day was the final day of TwitchCon. I zoomed there. That was the day that was on my brother's meet and greet thing. Or not me. My brother had a stream. And we did an impromptu meet and greet. So got to do that. That was my favorite meet and greet. I feel like I got to meet so many of y'all. Cutie just like popped up, spawned in out of nowhere, had her 3 security guards. So I was like, woo, that was cool. I felt really safe when her guards were there. And I was like, maybe I should get security. That's what it feels like to have security guards. And they were like, oh, wow, we're not messing with you guys. They were like so serious. I was like, wow, I need that. That's awesome. Yeah, that was good. That's a W Cutie. So got to see Cutie briefly. Got to meet so many of y'all. If you gave me presents to give my friends, I still haven't given them to them. I have them in a bag. I have just like got back and then just like, on the floor. So, Just Javen. You signed my badge, right? Did you sign my badge? Oh, wait. I just want to ask, lol, was I the only person to sign your badge at the meet and greet? Also, seeing you and Nate, yeah, you're the only person who signed my badge. I was looking at it on my table, and I was like, oh my God, Javen. Yeah, it's just you. In that sketchy marker, like that is kind of ugly. Not your signature is ugly, but like the marker is kind of bad. But yes, you are. Did you share the urinal story with Peter? I didn't tell him. I did. Who was it that said that? Someone came up to me and said, don't tell, or can you tell Peter that I met him in a urinal and I was standing right next to him, but I didn't want to say hi. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll pass that on. I'll definitely pass that on, man. What song is playing? Waitlist by All Time Low. Who's performing in Inglewood tomorrow? Should I go? But do I lose my voice? I can. Because I'm going to be singing. Do I go? Man. I just got back. Oh my gosh, I should totally go. I haven't seen All Time Low in ever. Their show in Seattle got canceled? Oh no. What voice is there to lose? Excuse me, I do have a voice to lose. You can hear me. Dallas, thank you for the 4 months. Summer ends with a Twitch Prime. Thank you. And Alexis, thank you for 4 months. Hey, that was when I was a part of. You were literally so nice. Oh, yeah, no, everyone was so kind at the meet and greet. It's impossible to, you guys come up with the biggest smiles and you're so nice. It honestly just makes me so happy. It's very surreal. I don't know. It's so nice to meet you all. Oh, it's so nice. You guys are so nice. Thank you for being so kind. That I'm just a real, and then you like come up and like say the nicest things, or like someone showed me their 10-year-old daughter singing Do This On My Own, which is like the song I did like, I don't know, years ago. It's just like knowing all the lyrics. I'm like, what? That's crazy. So everyone outside the meet and greet wasn't. No, it's just that like everyone I got to meet was so nice. Like they're incredibly kind. Like not many weirdos actually. Like really not that many. There's like one or two that were like actively weird, but it's okay. You know, I'm surprised it wasn't more. Nobody that I personally felt unsafe with, just like some people that I felt like a little bit like, okay, I feel like the stuff you're saying is a bit strange. But everybody else I met was very nice. Tell us about it. I feel bad telling you about it because what if they're watching? One guy got mad at me for spending more time with another fan. Like he was like, well, I saw you take a photo with him and why don't I get a photo? I was like, okay, I'm sorry. He's like, you talked to him longer. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. And those people I don't want to like kind of like fight back. I'm just kind of like, yeah, sure. Let's take the photo. You know, just like make them happy in that moment. But it's like a little strange. Like what? You know, I'm sorry. Like sometimes I do like I notice like I'll like see someone and I'll ask their name and ask a bit more about them. And then the next person I'm like, yeah, let's take a picture. It's not like I'm like, I want to get to know you more than you who like it's just like, it's like a natural, I'm just like, hi, you know, sometimes I feel more prompt. I don't know. Okay. It's not because I'm like looking at you going, I don't like you. I like you. I don't like you. I can't, you know, it's just like the flow of things. And sometimes I'm like, I usually try to ask everybody's name and stuff. And I think I didn't ask his name or like take a photo with him. And I took a photo with the person before. And then, or was it a photo or was it the fact that I didn't ask his name? Frick. It was one of those. Basically, like he just was like upset that I asked I think it was his name. I asked someone else their name. Like it wasn't as personal. And I was like, what? Okay. Anyway, so it was a bit, yeah, I dislike you. I dislike you a lot. You're really weird for that. Made me very uncomfortable. I was like, what? Anyways, I didn't feel like physically threatened. I was just like, okay, let's do this. Let's have our conversation. Then he was happy afterwards. He was like, all right, thank you. You know, I was like, okay. So, I don't know. Then I ran away. After that, I'm watching. Check the chat logs, mods. Check their chat logs. One thing I wish I could do is like look at somebody, and then like see their chat logs above their head, or like have a quick way to pull up their chat logs. Not to like see it like, but like it just tells me a lot. Like last time chatted 2021, like oh my god, April Fools, or like among okay, you know, it's just like no thanks. Okay, never mind. Yeah, somebody said don't pull up my chat logs, don't do it, and I was like okay, you know, maybe that's what's that say. And then, I mean, pretty much the con was over. Oh, there's two more parties. There was a Minecraft party I went to briefly. And then there was another party, the IRL Toolkit party, which Nico pulled through. Okay, so Nico was doing like the list for it. He was working the event. And I get there and there's a massive line outside. I bump into Peach Jars and Peach Jars says, Leslie, it does not matter who you are. You are not getting into that party. It doesn't matter. And I went, bet. No, I actually was like, okay, yeah. We'll stand in line too. So I literally just said, I just stood there. And then everyone I was with was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, we can't get in. Like Peach says, like, there's just no way you can get in. And then Stefan was actually the one who was like, wait, what? You're Fuslie. Let's try. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, let's try. Let's try to go. And I was like, what? No. Well, okay. I mean, sure. Let's try. So, you know, we walk up to the front. And then Nico goes, oh, yeah. Leslie, come in. And everyone you're with, come in. I was like, the hell? Come on, guys. So that was cool. Nico, thank you. He had my back. He got me and everyone else in so fast. And so that was great. Yeah, I got motion like that. that was a good moment. But actually, the sad thing is, I think I got like 4 people in. It was like not many people because I wasn't actually with that many people. And then I try to go back because I see like a couple people outside, like Ellum and Wiljum and stuff. And I was like, oh, can we also get them in? And they're like, hey, you cannot stand. You're blocking the entry. I was like, sorry. Hey, but guys, we'll see you later. I'm going in. As much as I would love to stand outside, I'm gonna go in. So they all went somewhere else. And then I was like, well, we'll get you in a bit. And then we did get them in a bit. But that initial part, I walk in and then I find a couple people I got to meet. Oh, no, I saw Emily. So me and Emily hung out. And then I got to meet Catchy. Yes, Catchy. For the first time. I don't know if we'd met. We met briefly at the Stream Awards, but we actually got to talk. I saw these guys dressed up as Peak characters. So that was fun. Me and Abe did a little dance with them. Abe is like ruining everything, but like we're crushing it. Okay, this was outside on our way to the bathroom. Abe's stiff, but it's fine. Whatever. Oh, I know the dance. Okay, so we were doing there was like basically a club, and then if you want to go to the bathroom, you had to leave the building and go in that bright area, and then you go to the bathroom, and then you have to get back in through the front. Is a whole ordeal. There was a couple weirdos at this party. I will say huge shout out. Okay, I was talking to some guy, and it was actually okay, but he was being a little aggressive. And immediately, like his like body language was a bit like close, but I was like, okay, like I wasn't like I gotta go, because if I really like I'm not effing with someone, I will just go. But I was like, sometimes people are drunk and they're like talking in your face a lot and they're a bit aggressive. Immediately, I get pulled by Wake Wilder, and he's like, hey, I want to introduce you to somebody. I was like, okay, and he's like, are you all right? And I was like, what? Yeah, I'm okay. He's like, okay, cool. Just checking. Like, this guy's a bit aggressive, like was a bit in your face, and just checking. You're good. And I was like, and I got emotional. I was like, wow, you're so kind for checking on me. And it was so smooth. Wow. I really thought I was meeting somebody. He's like, can I introduce you? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, who am I meeting? And then he's like, no, just checking. You're good. And I was like, I'm so good. Anyway, so that was really cool of him. It was just really nice. And then I went back and then said, yap. And then later in the evening, I was sat down at this booth. And there was another guy that was in my face. And this guy was kind of more persistent. Like he wasn't like per se like, he was just like, I noticed his energy throughout the night. He'd see me. If I'd like catch eye contact with him, he'd like kind of walk towards me. And I was like, okay. So we talked a bit and we had we were having conversation, but I think throughout the night, I noticed it was a little bit more hovery. Like he would always want to find me or stand near me. And so when I finally, at the end of the night, I took a seat just by myself at a booth just to like chill. He comes and like lays down and he's just like, yep. And then I was like, okay. So we were talking. And then Fan's like, Leslie, can I introduce you to my friend? And I was like, okay. And she's like, are you good? I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are good at this stuff. You guys are good. So I was like, can I introduce you? And I didn't know that was a line. So you guys should do that. It's very, you should do that with your friends or it was really cool to like, I felt very looked after by like people. Like I didn't even notice people were like so aware of what's like, it's loud in there and there are people and everyone's in their own conversations, but everybody's looking out for each other constantly. And most of the time I was just like, oh yeah, no, it was okay. But I guess it's always better to be like, it's always better to be safe. And like worst case, it's like, oh yeah, no, I was having a great convo with them. We're cool. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna go back to it. That's like, or not, that's not worst case, but that's like, like if you're like, oh, I don't want to disturb, right? Like it's always better. Anyway, so that was really kind. And I was so like, damn, maybe I was drunk, but I was also like, wow, my friends are looking out. So that was great. And then we all went to go get pizza. We got pizza, and I got to meet some more people, some people who worked at Alveus. I was hanging out with them. Also, did you guys see the stuff with Alveus? Sorry, I spent all morning like, whoa, Maya, whoa, Alveus. yes, if you missed it, it's so cool. Maya uploaded a video, but they announced the Alveus, what's it called? The ARRI, ARR, Alveus Research and Recovery Institute. Please tell me I got that right. And Maya has a whole video. It's called The Biggest Announcement of My Life. And where's the website? But there's this, they did a really cool thing. They have like a pixel project right now. And so they're trying to raise $1 million to help fund this entire institute. And you can, if you donate now, if you do every $100 raised, fills out a pixel. Okay. And look how much they've already raised. When that gets every single pixel's $100 raised. Isn't that insane? There's already 8,238 pixels in 48 hours. So don't miss your chance at a pixel. Hey, don't try to escape. Anyways, she's doing great stuff. $823,000 raised. No, Maya is such an inspiration. Oh, this is my cat. Oh my gosh, she's so sweet. Dude, this must feel so good. Just like head scratchies like that. Like, what is she doing? Is she trying to sleep right now? The camera adds 10 pounds. She's actually quite skinny. She's actually, it's really the camera, the angles. How many cameras are on her? She's a chunk. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, to be a cat. All you do is chonk around all day. The vet said that she just is like a pound overweight. So they said, she could use to lose a little bit. But it's not bad. Just a little bit overweight. Did they miss you? Yeah, I walk in, she just rolls over and meows at me really loud. She definitely missed me. And that was really it. Drove home yesterday, cleaned up the Airbnb, zoomed back, got home in like 3 hours. All the guys slept in the car, except Abe. But I look back, Saikuno's like, Elam's like, I'm like, must be nice. No, it's fine. They were really nice. They're like, thanks for driving. I was like, of course. So and then Abe, we had good convos. And then yeah, who takes care of your cats while you're gone? I have a girl named Elise come over, and then Myung. They both just checked on them and came in and sent me videos and hung out throughout the day, or all the days. So that was nice. Yeah. And then what else? Yeah. Imagine putting your life in Leslie's driving. I drive well. Okay? I drive well. Thank you very much. Sock proof of life? Bro, he's alive. He's alive. Anyways, it's cool, you know. TwitchCon is definitely a different vibe, okay? It's definitely a different vibe. There are IRL streamers everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, like you can't walk around and there's not like just cameramen and it's different. It's definitely a different energy. I still like it. Like I still enjoyed it. From my personal experience was still pleasant. I don't think there's another place I can go where I can meet so many of y'all and like talk to you face to face. And so that is like, that's pretty special. You know, it's pretty special. So yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be improved for sure. But I still have a little like soft spot, you know, for TwitchCon because I mean, man, it definitely used to be a lot better, but also the whole Twitch landscape has completely changed. Like it's so different than it was in 2016. Like some of the best TwitchCons I think were like 2016, 2017. 2017 was phenomenal. But like just Twitch as a whole has changed and it's very different. So sorry. Peter said you couldn't go anywhere without at least 6 cameras on you. Yeah, there's just a lot of cameras. Yeah, it's true.